Good evening. How are you doing tonight? I thought we would make a card together, a couple of cards maybe for Father's Day coming up, just to celebrate the men in our lives. And like I've got a birthday fella today. It's Mike's birthday. Everybody be sure and shout him out. Happy birthday. Um, he's getting old. So am I. So I'm going to use some. I have a bag of scraps here, and that's some of what I'm using. Just a bag of scraps, and I have some hard kits that I have left over. I'm trying to use up what I've got here, and I've made us some really cute cards. This stamp set that I'm going to be using mostly tonight, the stamp set, is available in the annual catalog. It is vintage tools. It's got all kind of tools on here, and it says it's your day, strong, solid, dependable. You're all that and more. You're plain awesome. Build in some time for yourself. And this is the stamp set that I'm going to use, and it is available, like I said, in the annual catalog. Let's show you that. Don't mean to put my head up there in your space. Let's look here. Trusty Tools. Let's see. You can see what else in the catalog online. And let's see, page 101 for Trusty Tools. And this is a carryover from last year. They did a lot of carryovers this year. And here is the Trusty Tools. That is the Trusty Tools stamp set and the Trusty Tools die. The Trusty Tools stamp set is 163274. And the dies are 162722. And I'm not going to use the dies. I'm actually just going to do some fussy cutting and make do with what I have. And that's from the annual catalog, Stampin' Up. Let's start with this one here has not this one. Where's that? Where's it at? Right here. Well, but both of these really do. These colors, this is just jade. I just had some left over and decided to use what I had left over. This is a discontinued. However, in the catalog, you will find a very close match. See, there's Coastal Cabana is a little lighter. And Shy Shamrock is very close, or Summer Splash, either one of those out of the annual catalog. And I'm using basic white for the inside. And I have basic gray for the first layer on the outside of my card. And I've got this. This was left over from Christmas here some time ago. And I just cut it into a square of a 3x3 square. Let's make sure is it 3. Let's see here. This one I need to cut down just a little bit. 2 or 3 of these. Let's get this on the 3 here. There we go. Now it's 3x3. There we go. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put this on. Got my trusty little toolbox here. I'm going to get this, and I like using my stamp and seal. It makes it easy and cleaner, neater. When I get that green glue out, I get it everywhere. But the green glue, I will say, is my favorite. And I'm going to put this up towards the top, and you'll see why. Just a minute. Put that right up towards the top. Just kind of center it off there. And then I am going to get, that's going to go on there like that. I have these left over. I'm going to put that right there. That's where that's going to go. And then this is going to go down here. Build in some time for yourself. And hold on. What I'm going to do with this one right here is I'm going to get the screws here. I'm going to put some screws on there, and I'm going to get the screwdriver. Just some little stuff here. I'm going to get my stamping blocks. Should have everything I need right in this basket. Here we go, right here. All right, and I'm going to get my screwdriver. Let's get it and go. I'm just going to put something right on here. And I got a real light scrap piece of paper, and I did that on purpose because I wanted to be able to put some tools on here as well. And you'll see where my other tools are going to go shortly. So I've got that going on. But that's stamped. And that's going to go right there. And I'm going to pop that up with some Stampin' Dimensionals. Get my Stampin' Dimensionals out here. I got several little packs waiting on me. Okay. These are the small ones, but they will work. Open. There we go. All right, let's get some of these out. I'm just going to put them on all the points, especially. There we go. We'll take these off. I did not get my little punch tool, which makes that part a lot easier. Okay. And then I'm going to get this. I want it like, I think I like it like that better. This was just a label that I had left over that I used right there. And then let me get this on there. Let's get this right. Okay. There. And now I got this. And this I'm going to put right down here at the bottom. There going. Right like that. And this is just going to be on the bottom here, kind of centered. Just like that. And now, let me get my handy dandy little cutouts that I'm going to cut apart here. Going to do a couple down at the bottom. Get my little scissors. Can't find my little Stampin' Up! Scissors, and you know I love them. I could have used the dies for this, but I didn't want to take the die machine out. I just got here yesterday, and I just wanted to. I like to fussy cut sometimes, just fussy cut. And it is fussy cutting sometimes. Man, it's not an easy, you know, it's not just breezy easy. It is easy, but not breezy easy. The way to remember how to do this best is to move the picture, not the scissors. You know, scissors are staying pretty much in the right place, same place. like that. We'll put that one there. And then I'm going to get a hammer. Let's get the hammer. I kind of like that hammer. And since it says build in some time for yourself, I thought the hammer kind of had to pick out what made the building part better. Yes. There we go. Well, I started last week my new job, but I'm traveling from here where I've got Melissa brought in her RV, her and Mark did, and have my second by myself day tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. All right, now for these, I am going to take that one kind of off a little bit, and we'll take that one off a little bit. Just a little like that. For this, I am going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals here, just to give it a little lift. There we go. And one more down the bottom here. There we go for the hammer. I'll take them all off now. I'll have these little tabs all over Melissa's RV by the time this is done. Let's see here. Move that right there and right there. Just like that. And then we're going to get this one. We'll put it right there. And this one I'm just gonna put him right like that. Let's turn him over. 1, 2, 3. And now I'm just going to get a little half of one of these, or just a little line, because I just want it to go on that thin part down here on the end. Right like that. Let's see if I cut that little piece out of the way. Okay. Alrighty. And we'll put this one right there. And then let's get our card base. I need to put this out and cover it up because we all know I will get my hands in that ink. All right, and then we're going to get this, and this we're going to put right down there. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's just center it up here on this card as best we can get it. There we go. And then let's get this and go on the inside with our basic white. Let's cut that off or move it up. One of the two. Because it's sticking out, it won't fit in my envelope. There we go. All right, and for the inside of this card, where I've got filled in some time for yourself, I thought I would say strong, solid, dependable, or you're all that and more. Let's do you're all that and more. You're all that and more. That is right here. You're all that and more. And we'll get a tool, another trusty tool right here. Let's get those on a block. You're all that and more. We'll go on that one. And then let's get our long one here. Put it right here on this one. There we go. And I'm using black for all this. I just think it's a good color to match anything for one thing. And it's also a good color to go with the tools. I'm going to say, let's go right here. You're all that and more. And then let's get our handy dandy little, that's a scraper or what do you call them things? Oh my goodness, I can't remember. And we're going to put it right here. There we go. I did mess that up. I did, but that's okay. What else do I have on here? Let's get our little screwdriver. I got it on one already. Yep. Let's get our little screwdriver here. And we'll just cover that with our screwdriver like that. See that? Worked out good. It's just paper. You're all that and more. And then I want to get, I like using up my old embellishments. Where did I just set those embellishments? They're right here. So I have two different kinds. I have that and I have that. I like these blue ones. These were party dots. But you can use any embellishment that you want to. Any. And I'm going to put one right there. One right there. And let's do a small yellow. Will that work right up there? Yeah, look at that. Ain't that pretty? Build in some time for yourself. You're all that and more. I think that's a really cute card. Uh-oh. Shaking the table. And here is another one. This one, I'm using the B paper. It was left over. And I got the B paper. I still got that other polar bear and all paper. That one. And then I'm going to put this right here. Like this. That's how this one's going to go together. And let's burnish our fold. This is a 4 1/4 by 11, just a 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of paper, cut in half long ways, and then scored in half on the short side there from the short ways. All right, and now I'm going to put down my B paper first. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And I'm going to put it right about there. Just over a little bit. There we go. Next, we'll go my designer series paper, and you can use whatever. This could have even been a plain cardstock. Wouldn't have mattered one tiny bit. I'll put that right like that. And then let's get this one. It's going to hang off the edge there. Like this. Just use those lines right there to kind of. The lines wasn't known, were they? Might have been, but they weren't. That's okay. Here we go. Right there. And now I'm going to stamp on here. And what I'm going to stamp on there is strong, solid, dependable. Let's get that one. Let's see, that's going to fit perfect on here. Pen block. Got another one here. And if you want to stamp straighter, you line that up and then line that up just like that. That does help. Not always perfectly straight, but that does help. Now this is a circle, so it's really not going to make a difference. There we go. Strong, solid, dependable. And I'll tell you something that I usually like to do. I like to hold my pad and just put a little color, black, right around. Just kind of. There we go. Kind of like that. Trying to get some little. There. Now, I like that. There we go. All right, strong, solid, dependable. And that's going to go right here. And I'm going to, of course, use my dimensionals. Now, if you'll notice, I'm not using any ribbon, but you can use ribbon if you want to. I just chose not to on these. Usually I do. Got to turn off my phone. There we go. And we'll put that one right. Let's put it right there. See how pretty that is? Got all those different shapes. You got a rectangle. You got the arrow. You got the square. And then the circle. Very pretty. And then on the inside of this one, you could make this like a happy birthday, happy Father's Day, whatever you want to make it. I'm just going to stamp us some tools on here. There's one. And let's get let's get the pliers. Put it on the other side of this stamping block right here. Okay. Let's do it like I'd like to see it kind of there. Okay, let's see how that did. That's pretty. I like that. And for our inside message, why don't we say it's your day? It's your day. I'll just put it on here like that. Hold on. And it's your day. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Like it. Yeah, let's just put it down here. Okay. Just going to try to even this up as good as I can. And because on these cards I haven't put, Happy Father's Day, Happy Birthday, thank you, anything like that. They're just masculine. It can be all occasion cards. All right, and let's do some little kit I had right here. Here we go. So let's do this one. This was just some leftover. See, they're Christmas paper. And you can just use any paper that you have. This is just a good way to utilize your scraps. You can do that, and even manually, you could use those treats. But I wanted to use that to go with my Mossy Meadow. Alrighty. Now I'm going to put this right here, kind of like where I did the bees while ago. Right there. I'm going to put this right there. I want this one down a little bit. Like this. There we go. And for this one, what do I want to say on this one? How about you are plain awesome? Yep. Let's see. Yep. You are plain awesome. Yes. Back there. Probably should have got a little bit bigger stamp block, but going with it. You are plain awesome. And because we're talking about plain awesome, let's cut out. Well, let's just stamp on here. Plain, you know, like the plain doors with that kind of thing. There. Plain awesome. You know what? I wish I'd have done that. Let's see. We're going to do this up here and that down there. I'm just turning over my circle. You are plain awesome. Now, let's get this plain here. Put it right there. All right, and there's our plain. Kind of went off a little bit, but that's okay. That is okay. I like it. I like it. Let's put these little ends here. There. 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 Uh-oh. And there. I'm going to put a little one here in the middle. Get these off. There we go. You're plain awesome. Right like that. And for this one, I'm going to use these sequins. One, two, three, 4, and 5. There we go. And there we are. You're plain awesome. Isn't that pretty? And then for the inside of this one, we'll go ahead and get our inside. And don't forget to use up your little your envelopes a little bit too. You can juice them up. Let me see here. Where did I put? Well, let's just go ahead and put the plain in there again. We can do plain on the inside. Just like that. And we'll leave that one blank on the inside. Put this right up here. There we go. You're plain awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to turn the camera around. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much for joining me. Don't forget, you can get this free card kit with a purchase. It will have in it 8 cards that you can make, plus the 4 that we will have made. There will be one surprise. And so that will be, you get 2, 4, 6, 8, and 4 more. You'll get 12 cards um, with a $30 order. So, and there's usually some extra little gifts in there. So place your $30 order on Stampin' Up! At veronicabrown.stampinup.net, and make sure you have me as your demonstrator, and you will get 12 free cards with your purchase. Thank you so much. I'm going to put you down so you can look at this. There we go. This will be the prize one, the surprise. Thank you so much, and have a blessed weekend.